Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Hearthstone, where today we are doing more ranked play. Today we are playing Control Warrior. Specifically, I know Varian Wrynn has kind of been a divisive card. A lot of people do not run it in Control Warrior lately because of the fact that it's 10 mana, but I'm still sitting here. I think it can work very well. I think it does provide a lot of benefit, but we'll talk a little bit about the ups and downs and all-arounds of the deck here, because Varian Control Warrior is still a good thing, and I think it still does have a place. But when you have a card like Justicar True Heart, which wants to extend the game by getting you a better hero power to get mana out, or not mana out, but get armor up, you don't want Varian to pull that. When you have Alexstrasza to try and end the game on your opponent by lowering his help, you don't want Varian to necessarily pull that. But this is an adapted list from a list that I found. I did cut down one Brawl from 2 and throw in a Ysera, which is greedy, but I often find, at least in my controller games, that I'm not usually looking to have 2 Brawls. The other thing that is interesting about the list that I found, it only runs 1 Fiery War Axe, but with all the bashes, you don't always need the War Axe there. Another good thing to keep in mind, and it's something that I don't see many people do, is Gorehowl. Gorehowl is fantastic if you can get Justicar out, because the biggest detriment of Gorehowl is, oh no, you're going to do a lot of damage to yourself. Well, Justicar mitigates that. Plus, Gorehowl is still a great way to do damage if you need a 7 damage burst at one point. But let's go ahead, dive into some ranked play, and see how this deck stacks up. Let's start with Druid here. Now, I am rank 15. You may notice I'm lower ranked than the last video. I did go on a pretty nice losing streak last night for no great reason, other than just variance and then misplays, and then sometimes you just got to walk away from the game. But this is the Hearthstone Deck Tracker for those of you who may have asked before, and 2 bashes is about as good of an answer as you can hope for against any play with the Darnassus' Spirit. So you can see the M's for Carzzy Mulligan. He did keep 1 card. It's an Innervate. And Innervate into Shade Max Rose. So there's not too much I can do about that right now. Now you'll notice that I'm not, for a Control Warrior list, I'm running bashes. I'm running slams, which is a bit more standard now for a lot of decks. What I'm not running is Acolytes. That's because this deck does have plenty cycle with shield block, with slam, if you can get the right kind of slams off. Varian will even cycle and pull into your deck a little bit, as there's the Varian as well. Not a lot here to do other than armor. You're going to see against Druid, I'm going to want to be armoring a lot. He got his Wild Growth ramp up, so that's good for him. Once again, this is about the only way I'm going to be able to clear this is Brawl, or if I draw into an Execute at some point. For now, he's not giving me a lot of options, unless he elects to actually attack into this with the Shade. Oh, he's just going to Wrath. Another good option. Now, because this is kind of a greedy Control Warrior deck, I don't have a lot of moves that I can make. I don't have a lot of early game. You'll notice I have 2 Armor Smiths. I don't have any Cruel Taskmasters. Like I said, it's a very different, very greedy deck. It's all about getting to the late game here. And this Shade of Naxxramas is getting big, but not like too big. Do I equip this now? I don't see a great reason not to, because there's a lot of things that I can bash and then kill, like if he puts up a Taunted Bear. Okay, this is probably Dr. Boom. Oh! Ancient of War, so this is where you really want your Execute. Do I just Justicar here? I mean, that does stop him for a turn. This is not a very good Brawl. Let's hear it. I have 6 mana. He's going to clear my armor next turn. And there's not too much I can do about that. Let's see if we can slam into an answer. There we go. Alright. You even get to keep the weapon charges. That's where sometimes just top decking is key. And I still have the bashes. 2nd Ancient War, so this is a super duper duper taunt deck, which is okay. Now, is there any reason to I don't have any of my shield slams yet, which is unfortunate. I could play Justicar, but I think it's probably more justified to wait. Let's just build a board here. So he is really, really taunt heavy. I kind of want him to play something else. Then we can brawl. Is he just gonna go face? Okay. Interesting. Well, if you're gonna give me the gift of life, thank you kindly.
Race for impact.
I guess he wants his shades to be a real boy and get as big as possible. So we can see how that works out. I do have Justice Card in my hand. There's actually not a lot of great things. This is like the Devil's Brawl. You just don't really want to do it right now. But it's good that I held on to it. Because now we have both of those exposed. Might as well. Needs to put some pressure on him at some point. Let's see, I've been able to deal with both of his Agents of War. Typically you don't see all of those, so swipe. Oh, that's a dangerous swipe. I hope my boombots get lucky. Oh, not lucky enough. Alright. Is there a Wrath in there too? Okay. Now if I don't attack into this... I mean, I just got Varian. I just got Ysera, so Varian isn't awesome here. If I take out the bear, he's just left with these. I can still possibly brawl him out eventually. Let's just play the super slowdown game then.
Welcome to the grand tournament.
Build up as much armor as possible. It's not like he's going to Grim Patron me, so... We may go into fatigue mode, which means Varian's going to sit on the bench, but I do have some really good late game. Unfortunately, this Shade has survived the entire game. And there's another Wrath. No, swipe. Okay. He's still not attacking. Well, I have a... 1 in 3 chance of doing good things. Come on, let's keep the parrot. That's it.
Job done.
Oh well. 33% chance of that surviving. Can't do too much better. So it's going to be fairly important for me to armor up most turns that I can. I mean, Ysera's not going to do a lot here.
I dream and the world grows.
So let's see what we get. Dream! So he can just kill Ysera with that. I know I said it's very important for me to armor up as much as possible, but I don't. Okay. So is this why we want the second brawl in there? Alright, Shield Slam is pretty good.
I shall bring you rest.
Let's see if this pops out. Doomsayer would be hilarious. And you know, if he did silence this once, I can always anti-tempo myself.
I shall bring you rest.
And just dream this. In fact, there's probably not ever going to be a good opportunity for me to do that.
I
So
can take the hit.
come back, Ysera.
Job done.
We're playing for the super late game, and Ysera is really important for these kind of top deck matchups. So that's one reason that I kept her. So we've gotten our armor from our shield maidens. We have Sludge Belchers, Sylvanas, not too much else from there, so there's a little foul. So is he setting up for like the big finish? Okay, we there's one Sludge Belcher. This seems like a decent Varian turn. Alright. Let's give it a shot.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
Shield Slam. Baron Geddon. Armor Smith. Well, that's a good combo for me. That means I don't need to attack this. Yay! Armor for me. 15-12. Are you gonna draw your super ultra fabulous combo at some point? Because now he's gonna have to wonder about just pushing face. Okay, is that lethal? I think so. That's 14. Yeah.
For the glory of Stormwind.
The slam you can use on your own minions. And we got Big Game Hunter, which would have been hilarious against that. So Shade and Naxxramas, I'm sorry, but you did nothing but grow. And now you don't get to be a real boy. But I win! So that's plus. Alright, a little bit of gold never hurt anybody. Like I said, it's Control Warrior. It's the archetype. But Varian, like I said before, he provides a lot of good stuff for the deck. You can't just throw him out there whenever. But let's do another one. Let's see if we can keep this going. Alright, it's Priest. It's probably Dragon Priest. I think we throw back our entire hand. Now, Dragon Priest is a deck that some people are like, oh god, that's an even worse opening hand. But that's okay. We know we're not going to pull things out with that now. Brawl may be our saving grace here. Once again, I can see some situations where maybe the second Brawl could be good, depending on how the board gets flooded.
Greetings.
But he didn't have a turn 1 play, so that's a positive. If it's Control Priest, I'm probably favored. Dragon Priest, when I was playing Dragon Priest, I usually felt pretty confident against Warrior if I could line up a good Light Bomb play, which Varian, unfortunately, does walk into Light Bomb. So we're just going to armor up. Play it just as slow as he does. I'm not Patron Warrior. That won't be a thing as of next week. And he has a lot of cards too. Probably a lot of reactive cards.
The damned stand ready.
Alright, so that does walk, talk, and smell like oh, does he got something else? Powered shield? Alright. So we have an execute if we so decide to need it. This is not worth shield slamming. So I keep playing it slow. Just a nice, relaxing time of Hearthstone where we just hit the armor button again and again and again. So chances are we have a lot of shenanigans with Shrinkmeisters, Cabal Shadow Priest. Fortunately, only my Armor Smiths and Sludge Belchers are going to be having issues with that. I'd love a Death Spite. If only to have some kind of weapon. Oh, it is! Okay, yeah, I was just reading about this Dragon Priest or Control Priest yesterday, because there's two variants that run a lot of Mass Dispel, which I do think is a good card, if only it didn't cost 4 mana. I mean, I can see why it does. We don't have a ton of armor right now, but we do have a board presence now. But I guess he just wanted to cycle into something too. So I didn't give him a lot to dispel. That would have been good to dispel. I mean, he had something on the board, he can wait, but I don't know what his hand is. Which I guess is, once again, I know it's the point I make before, but the exciting part about playing in the rank 15 area is that you don't know what decks are going to have in them, like higher up in the ranks. And usually if you can get those extra wrinkles and that surprise end, that's what helps you climb. Which I guess for me, it's a Control Warrior with Varian in there. Okay, is this going to be Taunt Fest 2015? Yes. Alright. And silence anyway. Okay. How do we want to do this? I figure I can probably while this is not an awful brawl, I think I can do better on the brawl, and I'm not really in danger of anything bad happening right now, so I can probably just
I have no
Sylvanas.
time for games.
Excuse me.
Which does set up a decent brawl if it comes down to it. Probably has at least a Shadow or Death in there, but Watcher Priest, Control Priest. I mean, there's plenty of decks that can benefit from an Ancient Watcher. 2 for 4/5 is good stats. And he's running multiple silences, so it's super duper control. Just one really nice thing about Justicar's Battle Cry is that you don't. It's a battle cry. It just changes your hero power. You can't send back the hero power. Although Saboteur is a good counter to it. Saboteur is such a situational card that you just don't want to go there. I kind of wanted to play something else on the board, and I brawl, and then Sylvanas lives or steal something. I've had Sylvanas surviving a surprising amount of brawls recently. But I guess this is the real power of Sylvanas, is that it's very hard for her to... Okay, so he's going to play passive. Alright. Well, the good news, I guess, is that we don't need to
Let none survive.
worry as much about stuff right now. We can just gore howl. It actually survives if I gore howl, which is a little annoying. There are going to be much better minions to execute. Let's develop the gore howl now. So this stays up. Which means technically I can steal it if he runs it in there. It's better than nothing, and it made him skip a turn. So still not as many uses for brawl. If he just cabals it back, good for him, right?
That belongs in a
Oh!
museum.
Should have known Harrison was coming. That's alright.
Well played.
Okay, dokie.
I got this.
Guess we'll just see if we can fish out the shadow. Because with Justicar, I can armor up appropriately, and this will deter a few plays. Baron Geddon, I think internal data from Blizzard at one point said Baron Geddon had the highest win rate of any card in the game if it was included in the deck. I think main reason is because it's only used in Control Warrior, not much else, so there's some definite selection bias there. But it's really good anti-aggro. In this Control matchup, it's not quite as useful, but there it got some use. So he's got a lot. Okay. So one Shadow or Death. And self-heal. Okay. Well, let's put it this way. If he has a Cabal Shrinkmeister for the Ysera, I have the answer. Nightmare, not my favorite. So let's see if he can steal my Ysera. If he can't steal, Ysera is an amazing card, but this is the exact kind of board state you want to be able to drop her down on. But he has so many cards that he has just not played.
I must consider.
And I guess I do too, technically. And my armor hasn't even really gotten out of control yet, so that could be good. I mean, Dr. Boom armor up would also be good, but Ysera, 4 health versus Priest, that's what you want to do if you can.
I must consider.
And I love this little turn counter here, because it just gives me just some basic info, like I'm making my decisions a lot quicker. Maybe I could be a better player by slowing down and making decisions, and that's not wrong, but I think...
I have no time
so
for games. Shields up.
Okay. I can't really go over the top of Sylvanas. But I guess I can Justicar. That means he's going to get one dream card. I can Dr. Boom. That would put the most things on the board. Dr. Boom, Hero Power might be best. Because that limits the possible effectiveness of this. And I don't really want to destroy anything. We'll just sit and wait. We're in no rush. This is probably going to be a fatigue match. Emerald Drake is good. Nightmare is nice for reach. Really don't want to overextend into a light bomb. I'm positive he has two. So we can just go straight up for fatigue at this rate. Probably no. It's a little unfortunate. But at least we made him. So, once again, I do have the execute for that. That does kind of... We still have the execute for that. I just have to shield slam now. I could try and brawl, but brawl's not always consistent. Double shield slam execute. I can shield block execute, but I think I want to save that. Alright, so if we play you...
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
It gets something on the board. Did I not execute? Oh, shit.
That was an error.
That was a really bad misclick that might have just thrown the game for me. I just double shield slammed, didn't I? Oh. Well, as I was saying before, I need to take my time. Maybe I should have two brawls because they're easier to use.
I wonder.
So that may have just handed him the game. Ugh. 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 So bad. Oh well.
I wonder.
At least I don't have to worry about keeping my shield block anymore, I guess. Interesting that I haven't gotten any weapons yet. Alright. Really? Okay, that bails me out a little bit. Is he not going to play anything else? More Sharp Cleric and to heal. So see, he's doing it right. He's taking his time thinking about his turns. I'm sitting here screwing my shit up. Now Alexstrasza doesn't do a lot. But if we are going into a fatigue matchup, let's try this again. And... let's see how we want to do this. We don't have any more shield slams. That's a top deck. So we still may be able to settle for the Varian play here. I'm currently ahead of the game in terms of fatigue. But now I can Gramash, and if he doesn't heal, if he doesn't put up a taunt or something, that's 5, 15, that's lethal.
Let me change your mind.
Alright, well, I mean, he should have taunts. He should have taunts. He doesn't have taunts. Alright. So that's 19, 10, 5, exact lethal.
Well Well placed, my blade.
Well, bailed myself out of that one. That's Control Warrior for you. It's such an easy deck that you can even double Shield Slam incorrectly and still win. Oh, it's so terrible. And of course it's all on tape. I think I may have time for just one more in here, although it's going to make the video run a little long. So I think I'm going to split this up into 2 videos for Control Warrior. So we'll see you next time. We'll play this a little bit more, see how much Varian can get into there. So I know some of y'all appreciate longer videos. Some of you kind of appreciate shorter, easy to digest videos. Feel free to tell me plays there, and remember, I'm human, and sometimes I click the Shield Slam thinking it's execute, but still survived. That's all you can ask for sometimes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.